I had only 50 cents left. So here 50 cents and there 50 paisa. 50 paisa, half of a taka. Only 50. And that means, in reality, with that 50 paisa, I could buy only one bread without veggie.
Farid Ahmed's words of forgiveness were heard around the world following a terror attack in Christchurch, New Zealand.
I want a heart that will be full of love and will forgive lavishly.
His words and stories offer both healing and hope for the future.
If our heart is full of love, then peace will start from here.
Episode 27, Learning Through Hardship.
I have a tendency to experience by myself. If I can learn through the practical experience through hardship, then I would be more confident in this. So, for example, if we talk about compassion, some of the relatives, they used to say, why do you have to be too kind? Look around. Look at other boys like you, other students like you. Everyone is looking after them at first. Why are you like this? So I used to say what I heard or what I read in the book. Oh, I read, if you help others, the help comes back to you. So sometimes some people will say, this is in the book. Practical is different. So one day I had another weird idea. I want to check if I help somebody, do I get some help back? I want to check that. And that was probably quite dangerous. So it was in a vacation time, all the students, they left the hostel, they went home, and I was only the one. Because other times I had responsibility as student representative, so that was the holiday time was the best time for me to be alone and study. But that was end of the month as well. My father, he either sends money or I go to pick up the money at the end of the month. But I did not have money to pay the fare to go home. And I was hoping that he will wait for a couple of days and then he would come and he would give me some money. Then my crazy mind made a dangerous decision. This is the time I want to test. So I had only a few taka, that is the Bangladeshi, we call it dollar here, and they are taka. So I was eating less once a day. I used to walk to a restaurant and used to buy some basic like bread, flattened bread, and some vegetables, and that was enough. So half hungry and half fed. One day, 2 day, 3 day, 4th or 5th day, I was still waiting. Dad would come. He was not coming. I had only 50 cents left. So here 50 cents and there 50 paisa. 50 paisa, half of a taka. Only 50. And that means, in reality, with that 50 paisa, I could buy only one bread without veggie. So I thought, let me walk If I had money, I would have taken a rickshaw, but I didn't have money. Hungry, walking back, and for one bread. But I thought at least I can manage one more day and see what happens. I went to the restaurant and I was just entering to the counter to buy only one parota, flattened bread, one parota, because I knew it would cost 50 cents. Right then, before I entered, a beggar came and he said, I'm hungry. I looked at his face and I realized what was the definition of hunger, because I was hungry too. Nobody had to explain to me what hunger was. I thought, maybe there will be a way for me, but for him his way is limited. That's why he has to beg. So I gave him 50 cents and I said, you buy a parota? Are you happy with that? He said, that is good. So I was completely empty-handed and I said to myself, this is going to be the test. I did a generosity and I want to see if any generosity comes back to me. I went back to the hostel, but I could not study. I was so hungry. I tried to sleep. I was restless. Oh, and I was drinking water after water. After about 1.5 hours, I heard someone was knocking at my door. Knock, 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 knock. I got up and I opened and I saw one of my roommates. They said, how are you doing alone? I said, what are you doing here? He said, I came to the city and I remembered that, I owe you $250, 50 taka. I want to give you. But that time, I became more stubborn. I said to myself, maybe this is not real, this is a coincidence. I said, don't worry about me. I did not tell him I had no money. I didn't want to lie. I was diplomatic. Don't worry about me. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then he left. He left because, he got the ticket of the bus and he quickly came and then he wanted to go back. And then again, I was suffering and I thought, have I done the right thing? Yes, I did the right thing. But if I tell anyone anything, about it, maybe they will call me stupid. All right, let's see what happens. Something has to come back. Otherwise, I will lose my faith on this line. Comes around, goes around. You help someone, the help comes back. Another 45 minutes. Knock, knock, knock at the door. I open. It's him. Hey, why did he come back? He said, I do not know. I took my seat in the bus. And when the bus was just about to start, suddenly something came in my mind. That Farid is alone. What if he needs money? What if he needs money? He is alone. No. Forget about the bus. Whether he needs or not, because I owe some money to him, I will drop some money for him. And I will say, if you don't need it, at least keep it. In case. That's why I cancelled the ticket. I left the bus. Something told me, rush. I came back. Farid, now I'll go back and I'll buy another ticket. You have to take some money. I said, look, I don't want to, but if you force me, he said, I am forcing you. You must take some money. And then he left. I said, it was not just a theory. From today I found it is really true. You help someone from your heart, then the help comes back to you.